this week on the Beyond Words podcast, we're back to the Beyond Words Book Club.
Yes, this week we are catching up on the Tainted Cup. A thoroughly enjoyable read, especially if you like Sherlock Holmes. So come and join us.
In the world, you'll find out about the world. Welcome back to the Beyond Words Book Club. First one of 2026.
Indeed, yeah. And it feels like a while since the last one.
Yeah. I mean, that was that 2 weeks before Christmas. There was just like not much going on. Last week we did our last year shit, but yeah, we didn't record when I came to visit and hung. So yeah, but gave more people time to watch and catch up on the book. Yeah,
because to be fair,
we've been reading pretty quick last year. We were getting we were just pumping out book club episodes towards the end of the year. I liked it. We were kind of smashing it. But it was good to have a little while longer to read this book.
Yes, exactly that. And I've only just finished it this week. So,
okay, fair.
Yeah,
nice. I've read like 3/4. Once I got into it, I really got into it. But like the first third, I read super slow. It was like 3-4 pages at a time. Not because it was bad or anything. I was just like not reading. But yeah. But anyway, before we get on to the book, excuse me. We're gonna mention the next book at the beginning, because if you get bored halfway through, then that's our fault. But tell us, and we'll do better next time. So the next book is one I've been wanting to read for a while, and has been on my reading list for quite a long time, and I've just never picked it up. And I think this is perfect for it, because this, I think, ties in, but when you bring in a genre, I kind of like to try and match it the next time.
I've noticed that, yeah.
So we're going to go with what's it called? The series is called The Dresden Files.
Yeah.
And we're going to read the first book, because I've never read it, and obviously you start at the beginning, which is called Stormfront, The Dresden Files, Book 1. And Dresden Files is, as far as I've ever know about it, it's basically like American Constantine.
Okay.
It sort of is a bit. That's my summation, I think. There's magic. There's, I guess, demons and other spooky shit. And he seems like I don't know. He seems like he might be a Constantine-ish character, because I don't know this. But I got no idea at all. I don't even think I've read the blurb. I know about this series because it's just been in my sphere of consummation of stuff.
And this author, we've both got a little cough there. Jim Butcher. This series is massive.
Yeah,
it's
huge. There's a TV series as well, and I've always wanted to watch the TV series, but I wanted to read the books first, because the TV series is meant to be pretty good as well. But obviously, I think the books will be better. Yeah. But I want to watch the series.
Your own opinion on it, and then watch the series. It's a good idea. I'm excited. I've got it downloaded. Haven't started yet, but I'm ready to go.
And after this one, we're going to go heavy into Robin Hobb.
I'm looking forward to it. Maybe I'll have a little lighter one for the next. We'll see. We'll see how we go.
I mean, you might start enjoying them so much that the next one becomes your book.
Who knows? We haven't done any sequels yet.
No,
apart from Da Vinci Code, technically.
Yeah, technically, but yeah, those ones are a series. Basically, with it, my idea is if we can get to the end of the second trilogy, the third trilogy, I think you might want to read on your own, and I'll explain that later once we've done it. But
fair. Very much looking forward to what we've got coming, and I hope you are too. So stick with us with the Beyond Words Book Club for 2026. if we can, maybe we'll try and make these a bit shorter. Maybe it'll be a bit easier for people to listen along
Consume.
to. Yeah,
Yeah.
less waffling. But we'll see how that goes.
We can't promise that though.
No, we love a waffle. But today we are discussing The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. Excuse me again. So yeah, Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. I heard of this because I think the sequel, or even this one, won an award last year in 2025.
I can see why.
Yeah, that's a really quick synopsis of the book. Imagine Sherlock Holmes meets sort of Alice in Wonderland, I guess, with a touch of Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I was going to go like a little bit Eldritch.
Okay, yeah.
But
yeah,
like botanical Eldritch.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
And I think, this book is a first-person perspective. You're following the Watson to the Sherlock Holmes. I think that's the easiest way to get people to know that character. And these people have augments. So not everyone has them, but you can have them. Different things can give you the augments. Different plant. I think they come from plants. And different things give different benefits, and our main character has the benefit is he's sort of like a super scribe, so anything that he not necessarily reads actually in his case, but anything that he sees he can recount.
He ties it to a smell. There's like a way to help, so like certain smells or will recall certain memories of that he'll tie them to, which is kind of cool. And like his powers can be, because they know so much about it all, they can be used as evidence.
Yeah,
which I think is cool because it's like perfect recall, right?
Yeah, and so because he has that skill, which does beg a question though, because can he lie?
I don't think in that, because he's just like, it's not. It almost doesn't seem voluntary. It is, but it just like he volunteers to do it, but the information just comes out.
Fair,
Okay, and that's how I sort of took it.
Straight to the waffle. We're really good at this. Actually, I love it. So he's got, and other augments, like you can have super strength, things like super soldier serum, super speed,
all sorts of nutty shit. They're fucking alchemist people are nuts.
Yeah,
this like they're living in an empire which spans loads.
Yeah,
apparently. So
the world is my favorite part of it. So a man has been murdered, and he's an officer in the empire, and he's been murdered in a very gruesome way. Like plant matter has just come out of him, like he's grown a tree out of his chest, basically.
Yeah, that was gnarly.
And so that's the we'll get into spoiler talk in a bit, but that's the synopsis, I guess. And the world though. They're in the empire surrounded by water, it seems, and a wall, and is being attacked consistently by these massive hulks, leviathans, I think they're called, but they're basically the equivalent of a titan almost. And then when you do kill one, the blood sort of decimates the land that it falls on, or has weird effects, can make places uninhabitable. So there's multiple fronts they're fighting on, and I was much more interested in the world than I was the story. And it's not necessarily
to start with
an issue.
Yes, I'm totally with you there. Like the world building was amazing. I'd love more stories in that place. Top notch there, top notch.
But what were your thoughts on the book?
Yeah, overall solid. The Sherlock character needed to not swear so much, and my critique of this book is that it was so well written and the world was so well done that all they had to do was like make some in-world swear words, because you're not on Earth. Like a lot of like other fantasy books I read, they don't say. Some use it, but most use like in-universe swearing. Like in the Wheel of Time, if you say blood and ashes, that is like the equivalent of saying, "Oh, you fucking cunt," sort of thing. Excuse my language there, but I just say equivalent. And people get admonished for saying stuff like that. In what's it called? Sanderson's Stormy ones. Storms is like, oh goddamn, sort of thing. And her just saying fuck all the time really, like, I don't know, it just ticked me off. It just seemed, I don't know.
Do you know what's mad is that I didn't even notice. Like, this is not
that, yeah, which is, I think,
I had no
that's
idea.
a me thing maybe, but again, I've read a lot. So
yeah, and the thing is, books are, but you're the one reading it. It's subjective,
yeah.
So you're
absolutely
welcome to feel that way. Objectively, I'd love someone else to read it and see if they noticed it, because
that genuinely actually is my only critique though. Like,
okay,
it everything else is great. I thought, like, I guessed who the bad guys were.
That was. Because you told me earlier on that you'd guess, and the whole way through I was like, "Come on, work it out." And that's, I think, one of my minor setbacks on this book is that we're still in the no spoiler territory, but I couldn't easily follow along, and that's maybe my intelligence. But sometimes I can, and a lot of the times in these books and in TV series, it's like a superpower, right? We're like, "Oh, I know where this is going." But because the baddies weren't really up front, as it were, they were very much just in the background. So I was like, well, yeah, of course it could be one of them, but what, it wouldn't matter. Like, I didn't care who done it.
Yeah.
Whereas in another mystery, it was Auntie Gerald. You're like, Gerald, fuck, I loved Gerald.
They didn't.
I didn't care. I was like, okay,
they weren't baddies with stakes. You know, like they're not villains. They're just criminals.
Yeah. And
at the end of the day.
But even though I didn't, the characters themselves, those villain characters, if they'd have been better built, we'd spent more time with them, and it turned out they were the bad guy, but like almost shocking, and that's what I'm looking for. But because it was just like some generic background character, it was just like, oh yeah, but there's so many generic background characters.
I think it fit quite well for the narrative, because the assassin, that one works because, you know, tied to the noble families and what have you. It wasn't ever going to be the noble person, but it was going to be someone in their sphere of influence. And as soon as they mentioned there was an assassin character, I was like, oh damn, who's that going to be? And then there was like three things that happened like in quick succession. I was like, oh, it's her. Is that one for sure? And then later on, before the second one got revealed, I was like, actually, maybe it's not them, because they're just like not in it anymore. This guy though is fucking sus.
So yeah, to get now into spoilers, just so if you've not caught up and you don't want it to be spoiled, drop out now. Thank you, it's great having you. There was a point where I knew who one of them was, but I didn't know why. So there was the old butler, the guy who had the same thing that he did, the superscribe. I wish I could remember what it was called. Engraver.
Yeah.
And they're outside and they're talking, and he's saying about how like this skill is going to start messing you up. And then he was like, oh, we can go into the middle of the city. And I was like, well, how is he going to have money to do that? Oh, well, obviously he's been doing them, so he's got money. Okay, he's responsible. But I didn't know why. So like the actual, the reasons and that I enjoyed figuring, like that being told to me, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah,
and it all made sense. I was like, yeah, okay, agree with it all. I just didn't have that grasp. And again, I really enjoyed this book. I really, really did. In the sense that I wanted to keep reading it. It wasn't like, this is the best book I've ever read, but it was like, I'm engrossed in this. This is like a swimming in sevens video game. Just like I
was going to say,
no complaints.
I sort of think that is the point of it, though. You're not meant to try and figure out, like, guessing who it is and figuring out why they did it. I don't want my headcanon for why they did it to spoil the story. So I'll try and figure out who it is. You tell me why they did it, or if I'm not right, then cool. Who the fuck was it then? It's a whodunit, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
But just in a fucking weird goddamn world.
So when you first have that tighter, so there are points in this book where there are attacks. I think there's two.
They come in like the rainy season, don't they?
Yeah, which makes sense if they're sort of like wet creatures. They're coming out of the ocean.
Yeah.
And so part of the story is that the wall has been breached because the poison that happened to the original guy happened to a load of people working on the wall at the time, which blew a hole in it. And that was a complete accident, like a total whoopsie daisy. And you know, when they say the name of a movie in a film, you're like, oh, you said the name. When I finally finished it and it said the book title was The Tainted Cup, I was just like, oh fuck! They've told you in the book title. They told you how it happened. There was a cup that had been tainted, and it fucked everything up. I was just like, oh, you clever bugger, and I like that. I don't know if you can tell.
I loved like all the descriptions of how the Empire like operated and shit. That was super cool. Like all the different like legions. You got like the engineers. You got like the botanical like alchemy dudes. The actual army, and then you got the law department, which was who we were following. And Din was a cool character. I enjoyed him. Cool. He's very well written, very relatable, and then him getting like superpowers at the end was pretty well. Like not superpowers, but super muscle powers was kind of mad. That was sweet.
Yeah,
it's like ultimate muscle memory.
Yeah,
that'd be so cool.
But that's the thing. So they do mention at one point in the book that there are some engravers who can have a super skill. So like one of their skills is like super heightened, but it means that one of them will be like lessened. And in Din's case, he can't read. Like not he can't engrave the things he's reading. And
he struggles even reading and writing, doesn't he?
I love the description of it though, when he's trying and he's desperately trying, and he says it's like waving and he's sweating, and it's just so that was so real. As someone who can sometimes misread things and misspell, and when I read it, I think I've done the right thing, so I thought that was nailed. But yeah, he gets the ability to summon movement, and he's figured out a way how to engrave writing anyway by his superpower.
By touching it enough.
And you find out at the end that he passed the entire exam by engraving all the answers to all the tests because he didn't know which one it was going to be. So he did it all through muscle memory over the course of like multiple nights or something, and then passed the test. And it was like, yeah, I knew that you cheated. Like it turns out that his boss knew that he cheated. He was like, yeah, I'm fully aware of that. It's really touching. Them as a pair worked really well.
Yeah,
it took the whole freaking book to really get there, but
he was like, you know, there's the analogy of sword and sheath. I feel like they were good, both swords and sheaths. Like, I don't know, either one could be each. Anna was a cool character, other than the swearing. And if that had been anything else apart from an earth swear word, I'd have been fine. But that, I don't know, it just set me off.
You're right, she was super interesting because her whole character, like, so she wears a blindfold, she never leaves the house, so that's why she needs an engraver to go out for her. And the whole way through, Din suspects it's due to some sort of augment she has. And right at the end of the book, it's revealed she doesn't. She's just incredibly anxious. Sort of thing. She doesn't like to leave. That's not her preference. She just likes to be at home, and she's incredibly, incredibly intelligent. And it's all her. Although there was something like, I do have some sort of an augment, but it has nothing to do with me leaving or something like that.
Yeah, wasn't it like he said he noticed something on her fingers, and she doesn't read by reading because she has her eyes covered, and she just touches everything, but it's not. I mean, unless they're writing in braille,
so she suck it up.
Yeah, or I don't know, because paper and ink for the differences. I don't know, or. Whatever, not explained, headcanons, whatever.
I did like though that it wasn't just like, oh yeah, my superpower means that I can't do this. It's like, no, I just don't like leaving the house. Like, it's not my thing. I don't like crowds. I don't like people. I send you out, you do the job. It works.
As well, she says it's too much information as well.
Yes.
Like that's why she covers her eyes. She's like, you dull one sense,
sensory,
and the others are heightened.
Sensory overload.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, bun that noise. I can't think.
But yeah, the whole undercurrent is throughout this whole book is this looming attack from a Titan, which eventually does happen. And it's super touching.
Obviously, right at the end of the crescendo of the are they getting caught? Are they finding them? Titan attack. But the army, they Shinzo Sasage'd, and they pulled through. They blew that thing to smithereens. That was cool.
And Attack on Titan blocked the hole with the dead Leviathan. It was just like somebody's watched Attack on Titan before. They actually
didn't think about that at all.
And they absolutely have, man. There's no question about it. But they've only taken the idea, and the way it sort of described the Empire's circular, and there is a wall around the whole thing.
Did they?
Because you've got like the inner. Or is that just like inland further?
Yeah, I think just inner land. It's not necessarily because they said that because that town city that they went to was the frontier. That's where the seawall was. So I'm guessing there's probably, I don't know. That's
the attack point.
Yeah, maybe the only way inland at that for them. I don't know. Maybe the only like beach sort of thing on that continent. Who knows? Who knows? Or that area, there's something there that is like their path to somewhere. Because they said the Titans used to inhabit that area by the sea, but they drove them away years and years ago when the Empire first swung through. They were like, "Hey, shit, they're big. Get rid of them." And I think maybe the Titans then caused all the like planty mutations and the worms and shit. Because if you went out into the wilderness outside of that area, you had to have special super shots to stop the worms eating you from the inside out. Basically, so the world is proper like Miyazaki's
I was gonna say kind of
adapt this place. Like this is definitely in the next Souls game.
Unless again it came from a Souls game.
Yeah, it's the poison swamp everywhere. Yeah, you're just in Blighttown everywhere.
It's very high risk, isn't it? And that's the thing. They call it contagions. And what did you think about the sort of rich families? The girl. What was her daughter name? But irrelevant. But what do you think about that sort of? Because she ended up being quite a major character in the end.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out like Anna's tie to that. Yeah, the interest in that family to me was the history of it, not like the story. Because I was like, yeah, cool. They're the bad guys. That family were the bad guys in my eyes overall. Because they uncovered all that conspiracy as well, didn't they?
Yeah, and Anna said it right from the start.
Yeah. But I was trying to figure out if they had done if, like she said, people, like Din thought, she was like exiled because of them. That's what I was trying to figure out. Because I knew that probably wasn't true. So I wonder what. I didn't think she was like super secret agent sort of lady. But I don't know why I didn't think that ever. I was just like, I think maybe I just thought that, and how is she trying to get back at them? What happened? I wanted to know the history of it more than I was interested in that more than sort of what was going to be going on there. Because obviously because it's the book and there's the next one, they're going to catch them. But
they even went as far as having that subplot of her last engraver being killed, and you never actually find out whether or not that did happen.
Yeah,
but
the last few pages when they're in the carriage, he's like, "Did they?" And I was like, "Did you see?" typical anime shit.
No,
Did
she
you see
said,
the body?
Oh yeah, we said, did you see a body? But she also said, I want to protect their privacy, sort of thing, didn't she? She was like, whether they did or not, I'm not telling you.
Which is basically, yes, but I'm not telling you. Like, come on, you gotta read between the lines and read all bit there.
But yeah, but that little subplot was going the whole way through, though. She was like, that was the story we knew as a reader.
Oh, yeah.
That person had died and that was why he got the job and blah, blah, blah. And that was all a diversion from what was the truth, is that, like you said, she's a super secret agent. So as a reader, you wouldn't suspect she's a super secret agent because of the subplot that they've added in as a writer. So it was quite clever. You wouldn't talk about
I guess as well, I didn't question that at all.
No.
Like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. That's absolutely what would happen. I'm pretty sure I did think a couple of times when they brought it up, like, well, if she is sure, like, whole way through Sherlock and Watson, was like, if she's Sherlock, then that person didn't die. Like,
well, and
obviously they could have taken a different path, but although it was a very grimdark setting, the story wasn't, apart from the murders, it was just a whodunit. It wasn't that wasn't particularly grimdark, I don't think.
No, but the point where at the end, Anna, to catch the bad guy, she basically sets a poisonous trap in her chest.
Yeah, that's a super duper Sherlock whodunit sort of thing to do.
But it then causes instant death to the person who's done the huffing. So that was pretty brutal.
Yeah. Again, to me, that's a pretty like Sherlocky, Poirot, Columbo.
I don't know if Poirot and Columbo were out there shooting folk. I think they were capturing them and giving them over to the police.
Oh, well,
I think you've watched enough Poirot to know. Twiddle mustache.
I do have my granddad's old, like, complete
there
box downstairs.
He's no murderer. He is an upstanding citizen. And maybe accidentally, but she is happy to kill to stop whatever this was.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, no, fuck it. We are 007ing it. Do you know what I mean? License to kill.
She's
not
definitely got some tie to the Emperor, or like to some, because she's that like special race. Not, I don't want to say special race because I feel like they're just humans, just like different country humans. But she was described differently to everybody else, same as the super rich like noble family.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if she's like, I don't know, related to whoever is at the top of the top, and she's like, no, this is what I'm doing, sort of thing. Because I don't know,
there is another race that we're introduced to. So because of the graphs, because of the things, the augments that people can get, you can technically live forever. But in doing so, you basically become a giant statue. Think like Lincoln Memorial. Well, that's what I did anyway. That's how I pictured it.
Have you ever seen Bleach to the point that the spooky sign? Have you ever seen any? I'm going to send you on back. This is what I thought they were like.
But the point being that there's these beings that are like, and they're renowned for being like super beings. And I think in the end, they just stop being able to function because they have to contain too much.
Information they were like repositories of knowledge or some shit like that, weren't they?
They describe them as like all like very, 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 very highly powerful, and that they, don't do much for anyone, and they've come to see Anna at the end, and it's like, oh fuck, they come to her. Like that's kind of nuts. And he even acknowledged it. Like Din's like, shit, like, how does she have that much sway? Like, who the fuck is this? Like, who is this person? And I can't wait to see, because it turns out like it's super Sherlock. Like,
that's what I say. Honestly, I think she's that's why I think she's tied to like royal family or some super noble. And they're like, nah, these guys are taking like I think the Emperor. Again, this is my future thinking headcanon from too many books reading. I think like the Emperor probably knows that that noble family are doing some dumb shit that is going to get the empire fucked up. And he's like, I can't do anything openly about it. You're sweet. Go get him.
it's important to note as well. When you say empire, sometimes it can become with quite a negative connotation, but this isn't like an evil empire.
No.
It's the motto is like working for one to stop some equivalent of it's not this, but to stop the Leviathans, basically.
Yeah, and like, well, yes, there is a class system. There's class systems everywhere. So, they're not living in like I mean, I guess it's sort of a dystopia, but it's not like
they are fulfilling a role. The class system, they're farmers. It's just fortunate that in this situation, that being a farmer is insanely profitable.
And they get rewarded for the risk as well. It's because Anna was talking about the people making the roads and stuff. And like, they are rewarded for for what they do. Obviously, we're like noble families. You ain't ever going to compete with that. But
no, but something I noticed in this thing, I wasn't sure if you picked up. I didn't notice poverty. It wasn't. I don't know if it's because the area they were in, but they didn't sort of describe any. They talked about
I feel like
being the outer and stuff like this.
Maybe like the only like hint of that I got was Din. Like I feel like his back. Maybe he didn't because he's sending like all of his money back to his family.
Yes,
although he has family, so he wasn't like a street orphan, whatever. I don't know. I just get that feeling from him. I don't know if I can't remember if it did say anything about that, but it's just some little things.
You're right, because Din is poor. He has no money because he comments on it when he goes to the bank. He's like, I get paid and it goes back to zero straight away. Technically he is in poverty. And I guess when you go to like the stable, how people are treated, I think as well, like you're treated differently if you're lower class.
I mean, I think it's more like, because it's a militaristic empire, right? It is all sort of for their greater good, because otherwise they're big fuck off, like things are coming in and you're dead. So like you got no choice really. And so that is a good choice. I can't remember where I was going with it.
It's a situation that you can understand if you are in the poverty, because it's like, as much as you want to work,
there's not much, and everything is got to go towards war efforts. Well, I say war efforts, like protection efforts.
Like you said, though, Din did come from that poverty state, and it does seem that there can be opportunities to leave said state if you're willing to potentially cure yourself. That's one downside of these augments, is that although they exist, we do find a character in the book who suffers from too much knowledge, and it means he has like fits of just regurgitating memories and stuff like that. And it's like, there's too much in here now, and that's what happens, and no one really knows, and you just deal with it. So I mean, it's like war veterans, right? You do your service, and then you're like, no, go away now. Which was sad, and like you do sort of like almost appreciate where the villain is quite a sympathetic villain. I mean, the assassin bitch, nah, fuck that. She sucked. But if she hadn't have made the mistake, if the mistake hadn't been made, the only people who would have died would have been the people who had murdered, thousands and thousands. The mistake was it getting into the cup, because that was what got the engineers murdered, which is what blew up the wall, and the engineers were innocent. They didn't do anything.
Oh no, I meant the assassin, the Twitch, that one.
Oh, my apologies.
The
other assassin. So there's a poison assassin, there's a stabby assassin.
Oh yeah,
that Twitch. So that's the
they were just they were so fast. They like, if you know anything about like running and stuff, Usain Bolt has got like mad twitch fibers, and it's like that's the reason he's able to run so fast. If you've got crazy, some of your muscles are called twitch. I've got something called twitch fibers in them, which are just, it makes them more explosive. So that's why it's a twitch. I'm pretty sure cool. That's why.
That does make sense.
And they've just got like ultimate explosive power, but they're like a one and done sort of thing. Glass cannons, ultimate glass cannons. But Din's muscle memory was just too powerful.
Yeah. Well, yeah. In the end, that protected them, but it was the chest of death that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah, I again just thoroughly enjoyed the book. It's made me really look forward to the next book.
I will definitely be
the
reading
Dresden
that.
Files. It's also got me looking forward to the next book in the series. And there's a third coming out towards the end of the year, I believe. So,
Sweet. Awesome.
The end of this year, maybe. So yeah, second one's out, and the third is coming. So
nice.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see if like they do a trilogy about this and then write something else. I would definitely come back to this world.
So the other books that he has written, they're all set very different worlds, and I have heard people say that you wouldn't necessarily know that it'd been by the same author. So where before, I think Christopher Gilman we do talk about a fair amount, but where his two books, you were like, I knew it was him, man. And from even though it's very different, it was him.
Yeah, the writing style.
Whereas apparently with this guy, if you enjoy it, it's kind of it's a positive negative, because it's like enjoy the series and then you can try something different. But if you want something like with bits to it, then
not gonna
happen.
Oh well.
But apparently still good and like interesting and new, just like this is.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's
the thing.
That's a shame. Because this world is very, very cool, and like a story out in the wilderness, a story just at the seawall about defending shit, whatever, would be like.
Well, that's not to say the next book he writes after the third won't be.
Oh yeah,
just as it stands and historically, his books. But he has done the series, so yeah, cool,
nice.
Wow,
cool.
Call it an end. Is there anything else that you want to drop in about?
The
Tainted Cup?
No, it was a solid 8 out of 10. Yeah, definitely. It was very good.
Massively agree. Just a positively fun, enjoyable book, and it's one that I would easily recommend, because it's like I think everyone could find something to enjoy in it. If they're absolutely like anti-fantasy and only read, war stories,
that might not. But yeah, it does. It feels like a war story, detective story, fantasy. So if you like any of those, you might enjoy it. I mean, if you're very anti-fantasy, a little bit spooky. If you like that stuff, then it's worth a read.
Check out the Tainted Cup. Until next time.
Hi, Keith.
I've been Beyond Joe.
And I am Stephen.
And thank you for joining us.
Yeah, that was a weird world, man. Like the plants, the worms, the big things. The Titans had human faces on their chests. We didn't mention that. So only if you get to this bit do you get to know that the Titans had people faces on them. That's why I want to know more.